Welcome everyone back to the channel. I know in our last video we said that we were going to work on our chicken tractor today, but since I was watching my daughter today, it's too wet and cold outside for her to be out there with us today. So instead we figured that we'd show you us cooking dinner tonight. So we're going to do beautiful steaks, baked potatoes, and some salad. So I'm going to show you how to prepare some steaks. We've had these steaks sitting out for about 30-45 minutes now to get room temperature. About to season them, let them sit while Tristan goes and fires up the grill, and then I'll prepare the salad. We already have our baked potatoes in the oven. Everybody should know how to make baked potatoes, but if you don't, drop a comment down below and I'll reply to it, because those are going to take about an hour. So yeah, we're going to get to it. Hope you all enjoy.
So yeah, as you see, I'm going to start off with some T-bones. We had 3 T-bones this evening, followed by 4 ribeye steaks. This recipe, I wouldn't even say it's a recipe, it's just seasoning. It's a very simple way to season your meat. You want your meat to, its natural flavors to come out when you're eating it, at least that's how I think. So mostly just salt, coarse ground black pepper, and then a little bit of McCormick's backyard brick oven, just to give it a little extra something. But it's super effective, super easy. If you think that you can't cook, the only thing that you really will have to work on is just learning your temperature. And a good way to do that, besides using a thermometer, is just, a lot of people say that you can't do it, but if you get good at it, you can use your hand, do the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, for the temperatures that you're looking for. It works. It's effective. But yeah, you'll just see me seasoning the rest of the steaks. All these steaks, like I said earlier, are room temperature. It's a very good way to prepare your meat. You don't want to cook a cold cut of meat, at least a cold cut of beef, because then you're not going to get a good temperature while you're cooking. So bring it up to room temperature, then cook it. But we cooked it on the grill. If we were going to cook inside, we use cast iron with canola and then a little bit of butter. The canola oil will keep the butter from burning, and it'll be really good. Super juicy. Finish it off in the oven if it's super thick. But yeah, it's awesome. So now to go along with our steaks, we're actually making a simple salad. So I start off with iceberg lettuce. We actually enjoy iceberg lettuce. I like romaine lettuce, but if you eat romaine too often, it just kind of burns you out. At least it does to me. So I'm just rough chopping this romaine. A lot of people don't like, I'm rough chopping this iceberg. A lot of people don't like iceberg for some reason. They think that just because it's kind of cheap doesn't mean that it's good, but it's lettuce, and kind of lettuce tastes like lettuce anyway. Now, if you're using like a frisee, I love frisee lettuce. Or yeah, it's a green, I think, actually. But yeah, frisee. So that's probably my favorite kind of salad. But we weren't doing that, so we just rough chop this, and then next I think I end up doing cucumbers next. So yeah, I'm doing my cucumbers. I already peeled them. I actually like cucumbers with the peel on. It gives it a little bit of a snap, but my dad and my brother don't really like it, so we just peeled it. And then I just give them a even chop through. I just practicing my knife skills. Used to work in the kitchen. I'm not going to say like I'm a great cook or anything like that, but I have cooked before and I have used knives before, so kind of good at it a little bit. But anyway, so I just chop through my cucumbers, put them off to the side, and just do the work. Just remember when you're using a knife to fold your fingers inwards and then rest the blade on the actual knuckle so you won't cut yourself, especially if you're cutting quickly. And then never pull your blade past your knuckle, because that's when you'll accidentally cut yourself. Just a little tip. I've done it before, especially when I wasn't that efficient with a knife. But just little tips. Yeah, the salad turned out good. The steaks turned out good. I didn't show the baked potatoes, like I said in the beginning of the video. To prepare baked potatoes, all you really do is coat them in a little Crisco, which is vegetable shortening, a little bit of salt, wrap them in tin foil, throw them in a 400-degree oven for about an hour. You want to rotate them periodically so that you don't get a scorched mark on the bottom, because potatoes are heavy, and when they start cooking down, they'll mush down from gravity, and then you'll get a flat spot, and it'll kind of burn the skin a little bit. But I like that, so we didn't worry about moving them. Yeah, but just simple salad, a little Olive Garden Italian dressing, and some feta cheese. Feta cheese is amazing. I'm sorry to all you vegans or vegetarians. That's your own personal life choice, and that's your thing. I'm cool with it, but we like salads and we like meat, so we're gonna show what we eat. But yeah, it turned out well. So now I'm about to actually start cutting a tomato, or actually I cut 2 tomatoes. So I start off with cutting the end off. I didn't use a tomato core. It kind of looks like a little spiny melon baller. It almost looks like a melon baller. But anyway, I didn't use that. Just cut off the end and then cut around the actual tomato stem area. And then I just kind of rough chop the tomatoes. When you're cooking, you want all, like, especially if you're going to cook like with heat and not have things raw, you want everything like as close to uniform as you can get it. And it's kind of one of my habits of trying to get everything uniform. But for this part of the tomato, I didn't really care because it was insignificant. But that pays dividends to when you're actually eating. So you get a uniform, like, mouth experience. There was a little bad spot on this tomato, so I just went ahead and nipped it off with a knife. Then I turn it over on its flat side, make some slices. This first slice ends up falling on the floor, which makes me sad. And then I get 3 total slices out of that one tomato instead of 4. So throw that slice away plus the scraps. And then I just take 1 slice at a time, make vertical cuts, turn it, make more vertical cuts, which would be horizontal cuts, and then I get those little cubes. In the video before I did a voiceover, I stated that it's a good way to stretch tomatoes for families, making them smaller pieces so everybody would get at least a little bit of tomato. It's just something you have to do sometimes. We only had 4 tomatoes and we wanted some tomatoes tomorrow, so we didn't cut all 4 tomatoes. But as soon as we start planting, we'll have all the produce that we want, and we won't have to go to a store and pick some up for that evening. But then I follow up with my second tomato, do the same thing. I don't want to waste anything when you're cooking or when you're eating. I personally hate leftovers. There's only a few things that I'll actually eat leftovers. So when you're cooking and preparing your food, it's a good way to actually like measure out your raw ingredients so you can cook accordingly. But yeah, I just make my slices and I do the same thing. The next thing, I think I actually cut some onions, and onions are self-explanatory, they're onions, but I showed them anyway. I'm making a salad. Salad is one of the easiest things to make. You take a few things, you chop it up and you put it together, and then you put some store-bought dressing on it if you're not making your own dressing. But yeah, I just wipe my blade off on my cutting board. My cutting board, here's another little trick. My cutting board actually has a wet towel underneath it. If you use a cutting board and you don't do that, then maybe you should try it, because it'll prevent it from slipping when you're cutting. But yeah, it was good.
I don't know about y'all, but I like onion in my salad. So I'm just going to make little rings, or half rings. There we go. Bing, bang, boom. We got our coals ready. We're just gonna let these coals heat up these grates right here. So it'll be super hot. It'll be nice sear on our steaks. And then when they're ready to be actually flipped, they won't stick anymore. That's a good trick. That and then the feeling one. We're gonna go for rare, medium rare, and then one well done. Because we have somebody here who eats well done steak, unfortunately. Haven't converted them. But one day we will. Oh yes, we will. So, about to bring the steaks out. Let's see. Yeah, it's nice and warm. Everyone, we have our steaks down. We have our T-bones in the back. We have our ribeyes in the front. We're going to go 3 to 4 minutes on this side. We're going to flip them 3 or 4 minutes on that side until doneness is reached. I also like to twist them halfway through so I get a nice marks on it. But yeah, when these are done cooking, I'm going to put them on a plate. Let them bloom. It's called blooming. Letting the steak rest. No top on it, nothing like that. So they don't steam or anything like that or get gray and just nasty. So I'm going to let these bloom after they're cooked. And then we'll do some cuts for y'all to look at. And then we're going to eat. So it's going to be awesome. Alright everyone. So I'm just going to go ahead. You can hear my daughter in the background. She's looking at our dog. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this off the bone real quick. My dad's walking down the hallway. You can hear him too in the background now. So then we'll just go this way. Nice little medium steak. So. Alright everyone, well thank y'all for watching the video. Today was a short one because I had her today, so we didn't go outside and do anything. I was just watching her all day, and then we decided to just show y'all us cooking dinner. Tomorrow will be, we're actually going to do some work. We're going to work on the chicken tractor, so it should be an exciting day. And that'll be posted on Monday. This will be posted on Saturday. No, Saturday. Sunday. It'll be Sunday because, yeah. Alright, well, thank y'all so much. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. See y'all next time.